Hello everyone, I'm Will and this is Norton Film and Review. Let's go! As promised, it's Sunday and I promised you 2 reviews. So let's crack on with the review of 2020's The Hunt. 2020's The Hunt was supposed to come out in cinemas in March, and due to everything going on, it was released at home for you to rent that way through Amazon Prime, Sky and endless amounts of streaming services. If you haven't seen it already, it's roughly between $9.99 and $15.99 on many different platforms. If you haven't seen it, stop the video and go and watch it. If not, continue, let me know what you think. Maybe my thoughts will help you watch it. Let's talk about The Hunt. So The Hunt is classed as a horror, action, thriller. And I would put comedy in that as well. I'm not saying that in a sense as it's laughable from what it's trying to be. It was just another strange one. Really interesting to see what they were doing with this. It has a few little flaws, but those flaws helped it at the same time. But I'll talk to you through this video. Let me know what you think by dropping a comment below, because it's a bit confusing. So first things first, I thought I'd give you a synopsis on the film. I found this on IMDb and it's also released by Universal Pictures. So here we go. 12 strangers wake up in a clearing. They don't know where they are or how they got there. They don't know they've been chosen for a very specific purpose. The Hunt. Actually, as a synopsis, doesn't give too much away, and I will try not to do this and make sure that this is a spoiler-free review. So, just to clarify, a load of people wake up in the middle of a field, having no idea why they're there, their mouths are gagged, and they have no clue what's going on. It's a confusing start for all of the characters, but they soon realise that they are going to be hunted. And that is where the film gets really exciting and confusing. So let's talk about the director first. The director was Craig Zobel. He has been part of the directorial teams for Westworld, Leftovers, American Gods, and so much more. But it goes down to the writing. I think he did a great job, but the writing was, for me, so confusing in the sense of it's great. I can't say that it's not good writing, but it was just a bit weird. Weird is the word I will use. Nick Kirst is part of the team behind the writing. He's been involved in Maniac, Leftovers and Watchmen as part of the writers for a couple of the episodes. So has Damon Lindelof. If you know that name, or if you know the series Lost, you will know his work. He was one of the main creators of Lost and part of it with J.J. Abrams. He did a great job with that series and obviously was a phenomenon across the planet. But this was an interesting team to see. Not only knowing the work that they've done separately and together, it was just interesting to see what they were doing. With this type of story, with the sort of thing that they were trying, it was interesting. They had a great cast behind it too, and that's what got me even more interested in the film. The cast features people like Betty Giplin, who was from Glow, great actress in that, and just great actress all round. Emma Roberts from Scream Queens, that took me ages to say by the way. Ethan Suplee, Wolf of Wall Street, and endless amounts of films. Hilary Swank, $1 Million Baby, they had endless amounts of faces pop up in this film, and they all did a great job. But let's get down to my details on the film. Number 1, it was strange and weird, but addictive. When you watch this film, you'll know exactly what I mean, because it was just quite a simple story, but when you're actually following it, you're like, you can't help but keep watching. Very much like when I was watching Vivarium. That had a much slower pace, whereas this was quite a speedy pace throughout the film, but just made you think, all the time. Which is a good thing and a bad thing. Now, one of the things that I thought was a flaw in this film, but also a positive, is you didn't really get to feel for a lot of the characters. Betty Gilpin is our leading role. She's one of the only characters you get to feel for. She's there the whole time and does a great job. That doesn't give anything away on the other characters. Trust me, that is spoiler free, I promise you. She's one of the only characters we actually get to know in this film. The rest of them, it is really hard to sympathise with. for different situations and scenarios, but at the same time, when you watch it, you'll understand what I mean when I say that's not necessarily a bad thing. It makes that more interesting when watching. I know this review seems confusing. A particular scene that really stood out to me in the film was a scene that was shot in what I can only describe as a shop / off-road garage. It was hilarious, really well shot, really well written, and I just found it thoroughly enjoyable. I'll say no more details, voice broke there, but I'll let you watch it and let me know what you think of that scene, because I thought it was so well done and just good fun. If I'm honest, overall, I enjoyed the film. I still think it's strange and weird. Would I watch it again if someone says, do you want to watch it? Yes, I would, because I think there's more details and information that maybe I missed. But it's definitely well worth a watch. And actually, overall, personally, I think it's perfect as a home release. I don't know if I'd seen this in the cinema, would I enjoyed it as much? I feel like I wouldn't. And I don't mean that in any bad sense to the film, but I just feel it was a great home release. Perfect for me to watch right now, especially during isolation with endless amounts of films that we should have been able to see. But overall, strange and weird, definitely sits in that action, maybe horror from some of the elements in the film, but definitely features comedy in it too. Really interesting, but weird, and I would suggest you watch it. So that's all I've got time for today. I hope you've enjoyed this review of The Hunt. Though confusing, let me know what you think, or if you've already seen the film, drop a comment below. Of course, if you'd like to see more of these videos, do not forget to hit that like button, and of course, subscribe to my channel. Boop. I'm Norton Film and Review. And also don't forget that I'm on TikTok. Don't forget to give me a follow, like those videos for some many reviews and news. I'll see you during the week. Have a great weekend. Goodbye.